of the Bentleys in 1927, and unfortunately of so many other incidents and accidents at that time.
And then John Wolfe in more recent times.
Well, I was thinking of a man called Tom Cole, and Tom Cole drove in 1950 a J2 Allard with Sidney Allard, and we've got a J2 Allard. Patrick Watts, the ex-British Touring Car Championship driver, has got a Cadillac Allard in this race.
From factory Metro to Cadillac Allard and one mighty leap.
Engines in the boot, keep back end down.
So
this is it. They're starting. They're coming up. It's a rolling start, Chris.
With the two listers out front, actually drawing away, and the Cobra and the Ferrari fighting for place into the Dunlop curves.
And this is the Ecuria Cos colours of the car in the lead of Buncombe Act Buncombe, and behind it the Works colours. The list is always painted in that shade of yellow. There's a slightly later car than the Works car, one of the 59 cars, the Noblis, and up to third place already we've got some of the opposition, and that is some considerable opposition, because I think that's one of the ISO Revoltas, isn't it? It's the blue one. Very, very quick car indeed. There are the D-types. You can see the long nose and the short nose side by side. If you want to compare them, that's an easy way to do it.
Yes, the ISO in third place never really went well here in period. It's rather like the listers. They as you said, Neville, they didn't do very well here. Whereas the 250 LM that's going past Carlos Monteverde's car always won this race. That car didn't win it, but the 250 LM won it in 65 at the hands of Marston Gregory and Jochen Rindt.
And still a side-by-side battle going on now between the two listers, and you can see sneaking up at the background there is also Monteverde, and off goes the one lister straight on at the chicane. Now that's given him a lovely lead, but it's going to be no good to him whatsoever, because he knows that he has got to wait until they catch up with him. Otherwise he will be penalised, because he left the track and went across where the chicane is there. And he has waited for everybody else.
Very wisely let the others catch him up.
Let them catch him, let them pass him, then come up and pass him again, and everybody will be happy, including the clerk of the course.
Yes. And we've got 4 cars here with the Cobra in the background, the ex-Jack Sears Cobra in the background.
No, that isn't the ex-Jack Sears car. That's actually the ex-Atkins Cobra that Roy Salvadori drove, that Cobra.
And the Minshaw lister having a problem at the second chicane.
Yes, I think he might be short of brakes. I think that might be his problem. I suspect he's got some sort of problem of that nature, because Buncombe doesn't make mistakes like that, and if he did, it'd be a problem. And we've got the Bizzarini in the lead.
They're pushing very, very hard. Neville, how these tyres they're on, obviously on all their Dunlop R7 green spots. In
those days, of course, you had much, much more suspension movement than you have now on racing cars, or sports racing cars, come to that. You know, there's as much movement in a Formula 1 car in the tyre as there is in the suspension nowadays. But looking back, you can see that there is quite a squabble going on behind there. Strange enough, the D-types aren't looking as if they're going to play much of a part in this, but the Aston Martin is up there.
But of course, the D-types are a completely different period.
Yeah.
They were 50s cars, whereas the other cars that we're seeing fighting for the lead. Although the listers.
The lister takes it back again.
The lister takes it back again.
Yeah.
That's the other lister that snatches that back again. But the Bizzarini is really, really pushing hard. There's no question about that.
Yeah, this is through Indianapolis, the 2 bank turns there, then the short squirt up to Arnage corner. Surely the lister can get it back here, but that Bizzarini starting 6th on the grid, leading the race halfway around the first lap.
Twyman is a very, very quick driver. Lovely battle there between the Ex-Ecurie Belge Ferrari 250 LM and the Cobra. You couldn't have much different, could you?
Yes. Yeah. We ought to give the viewers some form of the race. This is a 45-minute race. And normally there will be 2 drivers. You can have 2 drivers. The cars have to make a pit stop.
How long are they held for?
It's a timed pit stop. I think it's 1 minute. Right? 1 minute is the normal time to hold for.
So if one driver is going to do the race on his own, he still has to stop for a minute.
Again, John Minshaw having a little look there. We saw as they went into the Porsche curves, but the Bizzarini starts to break away again. So that's Alan Minshaw. Boy,
it's a very, very quick car, that Bizzarini. You know, I mean, it's really punching its weight. But don't forget, it's quite a lot younger than the Listers.
But look how smooth it looks. I mean, Joe Twyland's got a very nice smooth style there. The Listers are all over the road, but here we come in up to complete lap 1 into the chicanes, the Ford chicanes for the first time. Very tricky part of the corner this. We saw some big accidents in qualifying here, particularly Andy Prio stuffing the factory BMW, but no problem for these guys.
Look at Alex Buncombe working at the wheel there.
The battle really is for 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and then the Aston Martin, which is sitting down there in 6th place.
Into 3rd.
Yeah, I don't think he actually fancies being sort of up with that from Emma
Up to 3rd.
Yeah, up to 3rd.